Hey everybody, Tom here, and today I want to teach you how to set up Viticulture. This has been sitting on my shelf for quite a while, and I realized it's time that I get this played and figure out what all the hubbub is about. This is a game that seems to be, surviving the test of time, and I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty early Stonemaier game, and I really love Stonemaier games. So I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off here. And inside of here, we've got two things. We've got our rule book and then a really nice rule summary and reference here that is pretty nice. I don't really use it because the board does a great job of summarizing things for you, but it's great to have it here if you need it. Rule book was really straightforward. I liked it a lot. Okay, so as we take off the lid, we got a couple of things. You're going to notice there's a lot, well, can you notice? There's a lot of extra space in here. That's because this is the essential edition of this game. It's been released a couple of times, and they did leave some space for the expansion, which is great. So inside of here, you're going to have these different player boards. I'm going to be setting up a two-player game. So let's go ahead and throw one here, put one here, take out that one there. Okay, and I'll also point out really fast that there is a German side and an English side. I will go ahead and flip to the English side. There we go. And then we've got our main player board here, so let's pop that open. It's not as big as I thought it would be. You know, this game, when it first came out, all the talk was about how great the artwork is, and I totally agree, I'm not denying that. But I kind of thought the board would be huge and beautiful, and it is beautiful, but it's just not as big as I thought it would be. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and put that board down. Now, a couple of things. You're going to notice these neon colored boxes. Those don't come with the game. And yes, I'm sad by my color choice. This is just what I had. But these are the individual player components. And so this insert came with the game. And let me just say really quickly, I think Jamie Stagmeyer is a genius. I think he's great. This insert is not so great, though. He's recently been using game trays, which I think is cooler. This insert is like well-intended, but didn't feel overly thought out to me. There were several things that I would have done differently. Now, I think most people keep the player pieces in little baggies and then just stick them in here maybe, or maybe they claw them out. But clawing things out is my least favorite thing. So I just went ahead and whipped together these dumb little boxes here. So I'm going to be playing a red player and a blue player. So again, I made these boxes. I wish the colors were different. It's what I had. We're also going to need some coins. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out these coins here. And I'll probably keep them in their baggies. I usually just kind of dump them out near the board while I'm recording. So we'll kind of just throw those over there. We have here a first player token and a temporary worker. So I'm going to give the first player token to the blue player, and I usually keep the temporary worker right down here on this spot of the board. We have here, these are going to be grape and wine tokens. They're these kind of crystal beads that you might find in a fish tank, but smaller kind of a thing. Now I'm just going to bring one of my own personal component dishes. This is kind of a broken, crappy one, but I like to just keep these in here. They fit really nicely, and I'll just keep those near the board. And I also, let me just be honest, I kind of just like the way that sounds. Anyway, then there's a couple of different decks of cards here. So we have some small decks of cards, and there are 4 different decks of those matching colors. So we're going to take these one at a time. I shuffled as I was cleaning up last time, so these don't need too much. And so we'll just give those a quick shuffle here. We'll cut the deck once, put that there. And we've got our yellow deck. So like one of the things that I think is a little odd about this insert, I mean, I know there's reasons for it. I get it. I just think it's weird. Weird that there was like kind of 3 card slots, and maybe this is more for the expansions, but then there's like 4 decks of cards. Kind of wish that there was like 4 individual sections here, but you know, whatever. I acknowledge the fact that game trays have been making me very spoiled, and those are kind of my favorite evolution in gaming recently. I'm very picky about inserts. I really like having games organized nicely, and so I whine a lot. All right, finally we'll get this blue deck shuffled up here. Okay, and then last thing is we have some decks of cards down here. Some other weird things about this insert is these are kind of like rounded. but these cards don't fit that nicely in there. And they're really hard to get out once you put them in there. So I just took a strip of paper and I taped it there to make it easy to remove. Anyway, inside of this deck, we've got a couple of things. We have some solo mode cards here. This is the Automa deck. I'm going to just go ahead and put these back in. I'm not going to be using those. Here we have some different fields, and you're going to see fields are numbered 5, 6, and 7. They look like this on the other side. And each player is going to need one of each of those cards. So I'm going to just hand those over to each player. We'll set up the individual play areas in just a second. And now we're done with these cards. And then, if you're experienced with the game, a common way to do this, you have Mama's and Papa's cards. Oh, I should put them so we're looking at each other. A really common thing to do is to, I think, if I remember right, in the rule book it says deal 2 to each player and let them pick one of each. I'm just going to hand 1 to each player so that I don't have to overthink things. So let me just give 1 Mama and Papa card to each player. And I'll just go ahead and put those cards back in there. We now have everything out of the box, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And, oh, there is a German side to this board too. We got an English side up. Okay, let's go set up our individual play areas. Alright, first things first, as is customary on my channel, apparently I have been making boxes recently, but I also like to just put some color underneath individual play areas. It just helps me really keep straight and make it clear to you guys as you're viewing whose turn it is. So what we're going to do is, here's our first player marker. And what we need to do is take these cards and you're just going to lay them on top of the fields and it will tell you exactly where the cards go, and you put them this side up, not that side up. And so you just kind of put it here and you do your best to match the pictures if you're OCD, but as soon as you tap it, then they're going to, you know, get off. You try to get over it because you're recording, but you can't. Fine. So you put your cards there, and then next you're going to get some starting stuff, and that's what the Mama and the Papa cards are for. These are going to give you your starting items. So I'm just going to kind of put these here for now. And so basically this Mama card is saying we get 2 workers, a purple card, and 2 blue cards. And then this card here is saying we're going to get 3 coins and our what do they call it? It's not the grande worker. It's just a bigger worker. And then we'll get to choose if we want to build this building or get 3 more coins. So I'm going to take my nerdy little box here and dump it out. And let's grab a couple things. So there's our big worker here. And we've got a couple of buildings. Now, a couple different ways you could do this. I just like to kind of keep the buildings off to the side, but I try to mirror their position on the board so they're easy to find. So when we build this cellar, it's going to be coming down here. And so I'm going to kind of just put this down in that area here. We're going to get 2 workers. As soon as we grab these items, we're just going to get rid of these cards. I'm just trying to use them to keep track. We have our tasting table. It'll go about here. We have our 2 workers set out here, so we have a bunch of extra workers that we're going to be able to pick up as time goes on. And there's going to be some tokens that we're going to need to put on the main board. I'll put those over here for now. So we have a rooster, another worker. This one is not the cellar. What is this one? This one is the cottage, right? Yeah, oh, the cottage is hiding underneath these cards. Yeah, so we'll put that there. No, that's not the cottage. Hold on. Okay, get these cards out. All right, the cottage has the door to the side, so we'll put that there. This one is, what is this one? I don't remember. I'm putting it here for now. And then we have our irrigation. Okay, so I'll put that up here. We have a windmill, put it here. And then this is a cork. It's going to go on the main board. This is a wine bottle. It's going to go on the main board. And we have, this is our yoke. So we'll put that here-ish. Sure. I'm kind of getting them out of place. And then we have a, what is this, a trellis? Yeah, trellis there. Okay. So we just kind of have these extra things set up like that. Oh, yeah, duh. Okay, so this is probably the medium cellar and then the large cellar. So, yeah. I forgot that they had slightly different archways. I usually just use them interchangeably, but what can you do? Okay, so now we need to make sure we have our 2 workers, and those are here. We're going to put them here as an available worker. And then we're going to take these over to the main board and grab a purple card and a blue card. So let's grab these. And let's see. Okay, so the rooster we're going to be using over here. Let me just put it just off the board for now. The wine bottle is going to go in the center of this like money looking icon right there. And then the cork bottle is going to be our point marker, and it's just going to go right down here on the start spot. So for the mama card, I needed a purple and 2 blues. So we've got those. And I'm just going to keep my hand of cards. You would keep this secret from the other players, but we'll just go ahead. Well, here, we'll keep them secret for now. We'll turn them up in the gameplay. Okay, and now we have our big worker here. And then we're going to choose either $3, oh, and we get 3 coins. Okay, so let me just grab those from up here. I don't know. Sure. And then we need to choose if we are either going to build an irrigation thing. Oh my gosh, these cards. An irrigation thing, which costs 3 coins, or we're going to take 3 coins. Sometimes there's a cost discrepancy there, and I grab the most expensive one. But I also know in this game that it's really good to get irrigation early. So I'm going to go ahead and build that instead of taking 3 more coins. Might as well just get that done now. So I'm just going to take that piece, put it over there, and now I'm done with that card. So the blue player is ready to go. Let's do the same thing for the red player. Go ahead and start by throwing this down there. Make it a little easier to see as we're playing. We've got these pieces here. I'll make them pretty in a second. I just want to get rid of the box. We've got our fields. I'm going to be fighting this for a good long while, as you've seen. Okay, and then let's see what Mama and Papa have for us. So Mama Dean and Papa Raphael. So Mama's going to give us 2 workers. That's pretty standard. And these 3 cards, we'll go get those when we come over to the board. We've got our trellis there. Our windmill, it's not a windmill. Our irrigation up here. Cork, that's going to go over to the main board. Our rooster goes to the main board. Our wine will go to the main board. We've got our cottage. And we have some extra workers. Yeah, and I know these are purple, not red. It's okay. And some extra workers. We're going to get our big worker here. And we're going to have our yoke. Where should our yoke go? Right there-ish. In our cottage. I don't know. I think I did that a little differently than over on the other side. That's okay. Okay, so, I'm going to go get green, purple, and blue. Let's bring these over to the main board. We got our rooster on this side. That's going to be part of gameplay, is putting that in place. Our starting cork for our points, and then our wine bottle here. Now, I'm getting a green, a purple, and a blue. Oh, yep. All right. Okay, so we'll just keep these face down. We'll look at them as we're learning how to play the game. Now we're going to get 2 coins and our big worker. So let me grab 2 coins. Probably put it on that side there. And well, I should probably be symmetrical, not mirror. It doesn't matter. And now I get to choose to either get a starting worker or 4 coins. Again, to get a new worker is going to cost 4 coins. So I think I would rather have an extra worker. That's going to be a great way to start. Kind of like with lots of worker placement games, having more workers is definitely a good thing. And we don't even have to feed them in this game. So now we've got the red player ready to go. All right, we are set up and ready to play. So if you're interested in seeing me play Viticulture, I won't be playing it very well. I'm not very good at this game, but I'm going to play it correctly, maybe. Go ahead and click on the link in the description of this video. I'd love to have you watch the joyousness of Viticulture. Thank you guys for watching the setup video. Hopefully it was helpful. I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.